Get some popcorn. Learn about the Jedi philosophy.
Was limited.
I don't mean about the Force. I mean about life. About being a good person. That's what you've taught me.
And enjoy. Attack of the Clones in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. How would it work? Before we start, as we know from Episode 1 The Phantom Menace to Episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker, the developers at TT Games are focusing their concentration on vehicle sections and boss battles. There will be 5 missions and each mission will have a duration of approximately 10 to 15 minutes. TT Games will not be adding every aspect from the films into the story, and those that don't make it will be missions to do while in free roam. I will be covering in this video how Attack of the Clones can potentially work, and this is speculation. None of this has been officially confirmed as of yet, and if you haven't watched how the Phantom Menace would work, I will leave a link in the description down below. Without further ado, let us begin. The discovery of Kamino. To begin with, Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi is searching for a missing planet, which isn't appearing to be on the Jedi archives, and while Madam Librarian Jocasta Nu is unfamiliar with this missing planet, Obi-Wan seeks Grandmaster Yoda's attention for advice, to guide him in the right direction.
How embarrassing! How embarrassing!
The playable characters for the discovery of Kamino will be Obi-Wan and R4P17. The mission will have 5 objectives, and these are: the first objective is as you eject your Jedi Starfighter at the landing pad, one of the columns have collapsed because of the lightning strikes in the atmosphere, and it has destroyed the bridge to the entrance. You are to use the Force and use any materials in your surroundings to form a bridge for you to get across. The second objective is at the entrance, you are introduced to Kamino and Tom Wee, and Obi-Wan insists to meet bounty hunter Jango Fett. You are to proceed down the hallway and you are halted. Switching to play as R4, you have to solve a puzzle by hot wiring the mechanics of the door, and as fragments of the door are missing and aren't able to be reconnected, you are to avoid any mistakes. As for every mistake that occurs, 1 heart of health will be depleted, as the electrics from the door will damage your circuits. The third objective is after discovering the bounty hunter who was attempting to assassinate Senator Padme Amidala, you are to chase Jango through the corridors, and as Jango has 4 hearts of health, you are to be on the offensive and deplete his health by using the Force to force push him at the wall. The fourth objective is at the entrance of the landing pad. Jango has planted charges on the bridge and he has detonated the charges, which the bridge has blasted into oblivion. You have unlocked a brand new Force ability, which is the Force Dash, and you can use this as a combo. You can double jump and dash across the bridge to reach Jango. The fifth objective is you are to be on the offensive, and with Jango having 4 hearts of health, you are to deplete his health by deflecting Jango's blaster bolts back at him, and at times, you will simultaneously have to avoid being decimated by the overwhelming power of the Slave One's barrage, and the Slave One's weapons will have a cooldown if it's overheated, as you'll be able to focus your concentration on defeating Jango. After tumbling off the edge, you are to pursue Jango, and he has unfortunately managed to escape Kamino, but you fortunately managed to plant a tracker on the Slave One to intercept and locate his position. You can potentially be able to have the asteroid battle in the mission, or potentially in free roam. To conclude the mission, the playable characters and vehicles you would have unlocked are Obi-Wan, R4, Jocasta Nu, Tom Wee, Lama Su, a Jedi Youngling, Obi-Wan's Starfighter, and Jango Slave One. The search for Shmi Skywalker. To begin with, as Jedi Padawan Anakin Skywalker has been assigned to protect Padme by order of the Jedi Council. He is to remain on Naboo, but because of his nightmares about his mother, he decides to travel to his home planet of Tatooine to visit his mother, and he encounters his old master, the junk dealer Toydarian Watto.
Lanny? Hey, Lanny!
The playable character for the search for Shmi Skywalker will be Skywalker, and the mission will have 3 objectives, and these are: the first objective is while meeting Owen and Beru Lars, you are to mount a speeder bike. You are to travel to your mother's trajectory, which Watto has given the location where Shmi is being captive, at a Tusken Raider camp. You are to prevent your speeder bike from being damaged. You are to evasive maneuvers from any Tusken Raider ambushes, and you are to avoid any obstacles, which include rocks, debris, terrain, and sandstorms. The second objective is, as you have arrived at the Tusken Raider camp, you are to use stealth, by avoiding Tusken Raider patrols and you are to prevent any sound to be heard from you, and you are to locate which tent Shmi's been held captive in. By going through the Force and sensing her presence, and you fortunately managed to locate her tent, you are to pierce the tent and cut a circle to infiltrate and rescue her. The third objective is, as Shmi has unfortunately perished, Skywalker has tapped into the dark side, granting him the abilities of strength and focus to concentrate his fear, his anger, and his hate at the Tusken Raiders. You are to eliminate 20 Tusken Raiders occupying the camp. As Obi-Wan has identified the bounty hunter, he is attempting to contact Skywalker to transmit Obi-Wan's message to Coruscant. As Obi-Wan isn't in range, and as the verge of the Clone Wars is going to commence, Chancellor Palpatine wants to form a grand army of the Republic to eliminate the threats of the Separatists, to bring peace and justice to the galaxy. To conclude the mission, the playable characters and vehicles you would have unlocked are Shmi Skywalker, Owen and Beru Lars in their young version, and a Tatooine speeder bike. The Geonosian Factory. As Obi-Wan was held captive by the Separatists, the Jedi Council dispatches as many Jedi as possible to assist Obi-Wan on Geonosis, while Yoda visits Kamino to observe the production of the clone army, while Skywalker and Padme attempt to rescue Obi-Wan.
It is done then.
The playable characters for the Geonosian Factory will be Skywalker, Padme, R2-D2, and C-3PO. The mission will have 4 objectives, and these are: the first objective is at the entrance of the Geonosian Factory. You are to eliminate the 2 Geonosian guards and solve 3 puzzles as either R2 or 3PO to grant you access into the factory. The second objective is you are to pass through the corridors and eliminate the incoming waves of Geonosians. Each vary in numbers and are equipped with either a sonic blaster or can use melee attacks. The third objective is, as you are on the conveyor belts on the factory, you are to dodge the machinery from either inflicting damage onto you or knocking you off the edge. The fourth objective is, as Padme is falling into a tube, you are to bypass through the power socket and solve a puzzle to release the tube as either R2 or 3PO to save Padme. After the rescue, Skywalker and Padme unfortunately manage to be captured and are being transferred to the Geonosian arena, being prepared to be executed by creatures for entertainment, while the Jedi are on course to arriving on Geonosis to rescue Obi-Wan. To conclude the mission, the playable characters and vehicles you would have unlocked are Poggle the Lesser, Emir Tambor, a Geonosian warrior, R2, and 3PO. The Geonosian Arena. As Obi-Wan, Skywalker and Padme have individually been chained to a column, and while the creatures, which are a Reek, a Nectu and an Acklay, are waiting to execute them all, Jedi Master Mace Windu confronts Count Dooku and some of the Separatist leaders, and it ends up turning out to be a battle to the death between the Jedi and the droid army.
This party's over.
The playable characters for the Geonosian Arena will be Obi-Wan, Skywalker, Padme, and Mace Windu. The mission will have 7 objectives, and these are: the first objective is you are to move your left knuckle on your controller, or the arrows on your PC or Nintendo Switch, and you are to move left and right to dodge the incoming attacks from the creatures, and you have to do this until the creatures break your chains. The second objective is you are to mount the Reek, and you are to plough through the droid army, eliminating as many as you can in the course of 2 minutes, and as Skywalker stated in the Clone Wars,
as long as we can destroy them faster than they can make them, we'll come out on top.
I love your simple logic, Skywalker.
Here we go!
The third objective is with the Nectu having 4 hearts of health. You are to deplete his health by bumping into it with speed and force, while ploughing through the droid army simultaneously. The fourth objective is, as the Reek's health has been depleted significantly from the incoming blaster fire of the droid army, you are to mount one of the Geonosian array and evade the incoming attacks from the Acklay, as for each attack inflicted onto you, it will deplete 2 hearts of health, which is significant because of the Acklay's brutal force. The fifth objective is you are to dismount the array, and with the Acklay having 4 hearts of health, you are to equip your temporary brand new lightsaber and cut 4 of its legs off to deplete 2 hearts of its health. You are to slice it 2 times to deplete 1 half of health, and use a finisher by stabbing it in the head. The sixth objective is, Jango has ambitions to eliminate the Jedi, and he is determined to do this by blasting any Jedi which are vulnerable, and with Jango having 4 hearts of health, you are to deflect any shots you can back at times to deplete his health, and as his health depletes, his jetpack will be destroyed, and as his jetpack's destroyed, you are to sprint to him and eliminate Django by slicing his head off, as this is a representation from the scene in Attack of the Clones, and I do apologise if it does sound explicit, but TT Games are going to ensure that it will be fun, for entertainment and humorous purposes. The 7th objective is as the LAAT gunships land, you are to cover the Jedi boarding the gunships and either deflect the incoming blaster fire or eliminate the droids proceeding to the gunship. The Clone Wars has commenced, and the first battle of the Clone Wars has begun, being the first battle of Geonosis, and you now are to pursue and arrest Count Dooku. To conclude the mission, the playable characters and vehicles you would have unlocked are Django, Boba in his young version, the Geonosis variation of a B1 battle droid, 3PO with a B1 battle droid head, 3PO with a B1 battle droid body, Reek, Nectu, and an Acklay. The confrontation with Count Dooku. As Padme has fell from the LAAT gunship and needs to coordinate with the clone troopers to assist Skywalker and Obi-Wan dueling Count Dooku, Skywalker and Obi-Wan pursue Count Dooku and attempt to capture him to bring him to justice.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber.
The playable characters for the confrontation with Count Dooku will be Skywalker and Obi-Wan. The mission will have 5 objectives, and these are: the first objective is playing as Skywalker, you are to unleash your anger, your hate, and be enraged, granting you the abilities of strength and focus. You are to be aggressive and ruthless, and run into Count Dooku while being electrocuted by his lightning. The second objective is playing as Obi-Wan. With Dooku having 8 hearts of health, you are to analyse Dooku's fighting pattern, and you are to time when he is on the offensive and when he's on the defensive, and with your combos, you are to unleash either your light, medium or heavy attacks when Dooku is vulnerable, and you will deplete his health over time, but it's going to require you to think on your feet, be tactical and strategic. The third objective is, as Obi-Wan and Skywalker have sustained some injuries, Dooku's former master enters the scene, Master Yoda, and playing as Yoda, you are to block the incoming objects Dooku is force pushing at you, along with absorbing his lightning following up to his force push attacks. The fourth objective is, while playing as Yoda, you are to mark any weak spots on Dooku and exploit them, to ensure that Dooku is able to be captured, and with Dooku having 8 hearts of health, you are to use speed and analyse Dooku's brand new fighting pattern and attempt to deplete his health. While you or Dooku is on the offensive or the defensive, you can use this by using your combos of light, medium, heavy attacks. The fifth objective is, as Dooku is escaping and is creating a diversion, by dropping a column onto Obi-Wan and Skywalker, you are to use the Force and catch the column and move it aside, to save Obi-Wan and Skywalker. As Dooku has escaped, it was a victory for the Republic, but begun, the Clone War has. The playable characters and vehicles you would have unlocked are Dooku, Dooku's Speeder, and a Geonosian Starfighter. How would you want Attack of the Clones to work in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga? Please let me know in the comment section down below, as I would love to know. Feel free to give me your feedback on the video, and make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, join our Discord server, and if you have the willingness to donate, support me on Patreon. All the links to my social media platforms can be found in the description down below. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure that you do give the video a like, as I know you want content to be uploaded. Subscribe to the channel to be part of our community, along with turning on notifications, as you will be able to not miss out on any content that I upload. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.